Hey, what's up guys? Dr. Henry here. Welcome to my office, and today we're going to work on the hips and the low back with the side bridge. So I really like this exercise for a couple of different reasons. For one, it strengthens adjacent areas to the low back. So I always think if your back is in pain, don't just stare at the low back. Sometimes you want to look above and below it. So we're going to look today at the hips and the glutes, and the side bridge does a great job of kind of getting those hips moving a little bit, putting some strength back in them. Another reason why is because a lot of times, if you have any sort of back pain, the last thing you want to do is an exercise that requires you to kind of flex or twist and bend. If you have had low back pain before, I know you know what I'm talking about. You're doing something like a Russian twist just sounds horrible. If you don't know what a Russian twist is, it's kind of like that V-up sort of movement where you're having like a ball or just using your arms, you're going side to side. If you've got some low back pain going on, that's probably the opposite of what you want to do. That's maybe a different video. But right now, I really like this exercise because it's isometric and it's often really well received by people, even if they have a little bit of back pain going on. And sometimes if we contract those muscles and we get things kind of moving, you start feeling better. So this is the side bridge exercise, guys. All right, guys, we're going to go through the whole side bridge progression. So we're going to start kind of nice and easy, and we're going to make it challenging. So you can kind of fit yourself into wherever you end up on the spectrum here. First thing we're going to do, we're going to kind of lay on our side. I'm going to go palm down here, and I'm going to kind of bend my knees a little bit. And what we're going to do here next is we're going to bring our ribs up to the ceiling, because that puts our spine in a nice neutral position, so it's not all curved, kind of hanging like that. So we're going to go palm down, lift our ribs up, and all we're going to do is we're going to push through the knees into a nice little side bridge position. And for some of you guys, this just might be enough. We might be challenging it enough. And we want to make a little bit more out of this guy. We're going to go ahead and kind of push through the knees. We're going to kind of come up, and we're going to extend through the hips a little bit. And we're going to be in a straight line from our knees to our hips to our shoulders. Just kind of back and forth a little bit. So if this is a little bit easy, one of the variables we can change to make it harder is our tempo. So we can kind of do the same thing we were doing. We can kind of go up and down, but we can mess with our tempo. So we can kind of go up nice and slow and controlled. And then I like to pop down nice and slow and controlled, and then kind of explode my hips up. And that way we're doing the same thing, but we're making it a little bit harder. So as you progress this, you can kind of keep it in your tool bag and make it challenging, so that way it kind of works for you a little bit longer here. All right, guys, the next thing we're gonna do to make this harder is we're gonna do this. We're gonna kind of extend the legs all the way. So I'm gonna do it laying on my side, not kind of hanging out like I was just doing. So we're gonna start with our palms down again. Legs are gonna go straight. And for this one, we're gonna take the top leg and we're gonna actually put it in front of our foot because it's gonna set us up for this next one here. So palm down, all we're doing is we're doing the same sort of movement, except we're just lifting the hips up off the ground with our knees straight. If you want this is a little bit easy for you, you can do what we were doing before, and you can change that tempo a little bit. So the last progression for the side bridge, we're actually going to lift our hips up off the ground, and I'm going to kind of rotate all the way over and be in a side bridge position, but on the other side. Here's what this guy looks like. So we're going to go down and lift our hips up, and then I'm slowly going to kind of rotate over. And if you notice right here, my hips and my shoulders are rotating at the same time. So I'm not doing twisty stuff here in the low back. Everything is kind of rotating at once, and I'm doing it nice and slow and controlled. So here's what it looks like again. Hips up. I'm going to kind of slowly come over to the other side. I'll be kind of in a plank position here. I'm slowly going to transition, and we're just going to work our way back around. All right, guys, that was the side bridge. Be sure to try it out. Let me know how it goes in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe to the channel.